Hi, I'm Michael Wargo. Today we're going to discuss something that I never do, but it's a very big part of the hobby. Things that we use in this hobby almost every day, even more than we fly. Um, Over the years, I've collected so many different tools and things that I think are really helpful to have and helpful for the hobby. Recently, I'd gone to Temu, and I just started ordering all kind of crazy products because they're cheap and I thought they might be helpful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over a bunch of tools that I think were really helpful, and they're all inexpensive. You can get them all on a Temu, like I said. Um, I am not, sponsored by Temu. I'm not. Didn't get these tools for free. It's nothing like this. This is not a commercial for them. The thing is, it's actually really helpful for everybody in the RC hobby. So these are just tools I got. Most of them were unbelievably inexpensive, but they're very helpful and things that I use all the time. So I figured I might as well share them with you, and here they are. All right. What I tried to do is cover, a kind of a variety of different type of products and things like that I was able to find and order, and they were really cool and really cheap. Measuring instruments, for instance. This is a luggage scale. I use this to weigh my models. Very simple, but it works. Very inexpensive. This is an angle gauge. I found this, and what this is, a digital angle gauge. You put on your flight control surfaces, zero it out, and measure degrees negative and positive so you can match all of your surfaces or set them to a very specific degrees of deflection. Not to mention the fact that there's things that you might not use that often, but if you're a real builder, I mean, this is an airbrush for touch-ups, things like that. A couple drops of paint in here, and very accurate, and no need for a compressor or anything. You just push the button and it's on. This is kind of silent, you can't hear it, but it's on. Anyway, very inexpensive. I mean, instead of investing a couple $100, it's, I think this thing was less than $20. There's a lot of obvious ones. These screwdriver kits. This one here has a ton of bits in it. Again, very cheap. This is an electric screwdriver. I use it constantly. One of the more used tools in my shop. Anyway, drill bits, specialty drill bits. I mean, way more than the RC hobby. I buy tools for a lot of things, but again, the Velcro, tons of different choices for Velcro. And the big thing is it's inexpensive. Hand tools. I got a lot of hand tools off of here for $1.99, something like that, and these little forceps that are again really useful. They have them in like every possible size, and I use them from this long down to the very tiny ones. You can see how these I think they're silicone, but again, to flatten out wires or do anything like that, they're tools I've never had before that you just can't go into Walmart or into AutoZone or something and buy them. They're tools that are hard to find, but they're all in one place. These are super useful. They're a pair of needle nose that are really, really fine. I think they're used for jewelry repair. But in the RC hobby, there's some really tiny pins and things like that sometimes you just need to get access to. This is, for instance, I actually bought two of these. This is a soldering iron for the field. It's rechargeable. It's not super strong, but it comes with solder and stuff like that. But it's rechargeable, and if you ever run into a situation where you got a little break or something at the field, probably maybe 3 times this last year, I ended up having to use a soldering iron at the field. Then there's some other stuff. This is a stool that I use at the field, and it's collapsible. And I mean, you open it up, you could sit next to your model rather than having to bend over it all day. These are just, again, helpful tools. This is a battery bank that, believe it or not, I've used it for charging small batteries like foamies. It's, I think, about a 5,000 milliamp battery. These are probably the best magnifying glasses that I've had. I've had like tons of different types. You can choose multiple focal lengths, and it's got lights and stuff like that. They're very helpful. Okay, this, for instance, is a spot welder. You know, for battery packs, things like that, sometimes we're welding the two of them together. This will spot weld those little nickel and things connectors. Again, I've used it only 2 or 3 times, but it's very helpful. Measuring devices, super cheap and digital. Different type of X-Acto holders. I find this one to be super comfortable to use rather than the little round ones. I got this there. This is a reamer to ream out props in case they're a little tight, stuff like that. Again, super helpful. Last but not least, this is a gizmo that holds wires while you are trying to weld them together. So you might put one in one side, one in the other, and hold them in the middle, and it holds the 2 wires exactly in place. Again, silly little tools, but they're all really helpful. These, for instance, are little alligator clips that go on to the pointy end of your meter that sometimes it's hard to hold on to your wires or whatever you're doing. It turns it into an alligator clip. Again, I think super helpful. Anyway, these are just some of the tools I got. You know, I encourage you to at least go visit and browse. Forget about these tools. It doesn't. Each of the individual ones doesn't matter. If you type in any category, you'll see 100 choices of everything. So anyway, thanks for watching.